We all know that our political leaders have allowed race-based thinking to take root in our municipalities and state-owned entities. In many companies, woke and corrupt HR managers have actually become a tool for destruction. Here's an HR manager from within Stellenbosch Municipality.
Obviously, from my perspective, I would support it. I feel we should have had the second, the internal candidate. I would propose that we go for the internal candidate, even be so, but I will write my report to Emma because she will have to sign off on the recommendation from you guys. But I have a big concern that we every time when we appoint somebody and come back, then we go to the highest score and it's always a white male. I believe that we are never going to get this organization right with that type of attitude. We are not going to transform and we're going to struggle years and years. I agree that we are far off, that we need people to come in now that can bend us, but I don't think we should just do it because people outside are complaining. What about our internal staff? I have a big concern within the infrastructure directorate where I have seen things happening, which is very concerning to me. I have made my sentiments known to you. I made it known to my director. I don't support what is going on currently in certain sections of infrastructure directors. I have a concern that we also have always whites in charge still in our technical services and water services. I have a problem with that because the message we're sending out to especially internal staff is they don't have the capability and the competency. Correct. Yeah. So I can unfortunately not support you, but I'm not a tenant. I can only advise. Yeah. But I will write that advice in a separate email to Emma. So if she makes a decision contrary to what you guys decide, it may be that she now decided to take my advice. That's also. But I cannot support the fact that we every time appoint the best scoring candidate and it's always the white male. Yeah. So we're not going to go for gender-based anymore. We're not going to go. So we work to a fashion where we either make the life difficult for the person that came in, or and I'm not saying it happened, but I'm saying we make the life difficult for the person that came in, the person that resigns, and afterwards we get what we want.
How about that, huh? That is Alexandra Kannemeyer, the HR boss from Stellenbosch Municipality. Imagine how sick you have to be to actually say that. He really believed he was in a safe space to be letting out his racist views. So question, when you pay your taxes, what are you asking the municipality to do for you? You're asking them to take your money and use it to hire the best person for the work that you need done in your community. You need the roads and the pavements to be built and maintained in an efficient and cost-effective manner. You need accountants that can do their work. You need people that are going to make sure not to steal from your taxes. You need people that pick up calls and respond to emails that you send. You need people that are here to deliver. You need people that will not be racist in how they provide services and in who they provide services to. How do you feel when you hear this nonsense coming from this HR manager if you are a white person who pays his taxes and abides by the law? How do you feel knowing that your brother, your husband, your son is not getting an opportunity because he's white? You sent your child to a good school or you went to a good school. You worked hard your whole life. You demonstrate that you are worth the money and the position, but the fact that your race seems to be better in interviews is now going to ruin your chances. They do interviews and every time white candidates come out on top, the question that anyone should be asking is, why? Why are those white people doing better? If you want other races to do better, should you not be telling those races to improve here and there? Instead of doing that, this guy is saying all this in a place where white people also pay their taxes. This is the effect of the politics of the ANC. And I know that decisions based on race are not only disadvantageous to white men, but blacks, Indians, coloreds also experience racism when applying for employment or even business opportunities. All the races need to be exposed. The problem we have in South Africa is not that white people are getting the best jobs, and based on this fool, it is obvious that the white people in this municipality are not winning because of racism, but because of their performance.
I have a big concern that every time when we appoint somebody and come back, then we go to the highest score, and it's always a white male. I believe that we are never going to get this organization right with that type of attitude. We are not going to transform, and we're going to struggle years and years.
If it is all about performance, why should I as a taxpayer be forced to accept a weaker candidate simply because the candidate is not white? I am not paying my taxes to subsidize blacks or Indians that want to learn on the job. I am paying taxes so that the robots can work every single day. I am paying in order to make sure that my roads never have potholes.
I have a concern that we also have always whites in charge still in our technical services and water services. I have a problem with that because the message we're sending out to, especially international staff, is they don't have the capability and the competency.
Instead of Alexandra Kannemeyer embracing those who are highly qualified, instead of making sure that those skills enter the municipality, instead of making sure that those that are working in the municipality learn from those white people in order to make sure that the skills stay there, Mr. HR Big Brain Alexandra Kannemeyer decides to make sure that the white males are made to suffer. Imagine what a snake this man is. Imagine how poisonous you have to be to smile at someone every morning when you know very well that you want to get rid of them, not because they are a problem, but because they are a particular race. Imagine sharing a fridge or a coffee station with such a rotten person.
So we're not going to go for gender-based anymore. We're not going to go. So we work to a fashion where we either make the life difficult for the person that came in, or and I'm not saying it happened, but I'm saying we make the life difficult for the person that came in, the person that resigns, and afterwards we get what we want.
Imagine being related or even being married to such a person who plots to destroy another hard-working man and deprive him of food simply because of his race. How is this different from the evil apartheid government deciding to deprive the citizens of good service because a person is simply too white and too male? Imagine that. So you are HR. Your job is to make sure that you are the guy who does the right thing for the employer and all the employees. With such a mindset and attitude, can you be trusted to adequately address complaints of favoritism, racism, or any issue that white males may suffer from their fellow colleagues, including you?
That's also like I cannot support the fact that we every time appoint the best scoring candidate, and it's always the white male. Yeah.
You know what's worse? Alex Kannemeyer is one of many racists in both public and private organizations. There are black, white, Indian, colored Alex Kannemeyers making decisions on who gets a job, who gets the tender, who gets the business. Instead of picking based on competence, picking based on skill, or just who the best individual or the business is, they pick based on race. And that is not the way to build a South Africa in which every South African feels happy and at home. It is hard to find HR guys who stand up for employees when the employer is the problem. There are many HR guys who are poisonous to the lives of many employees. When the employer is Hitler, HR managers are the sidekicks to ensure that Hitler does as he pleases without worrying about a thing. I've met my fair share of evil HR managers who are just lacking remorse or care for their colleagues in the face of evil bosses. In many cases, those HR managers are the initiators of such evils in the workplace. I think we all know that the ANC is the one that perpetuated this nonsense after the apartheid government. Following that racist example, this guy is making sure he makes a work-life hell for the poor white employees who trusted him to do the right thing in the company. Thank you so much to whoever recorded and leaked this footage. If you meet evil racists, record and expose them too. We have had enough of racists in positions of power and influence. Black, white, Indian, and colored racists are making things unnecessarily difficult for South Africans, and we need to work together to expose them and to stop them. Anyway, that's it for today. Please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Katlego. This is Citizen Concerned. And until next time, beware of the comrades.